All right, welcome. Today, we're going to decode the secrets that are hiding in plain sight on your favorite bottle of wine. We're going to figure out how to understand a wine's real story just by looking at the label. You've seen them, right? That alphabet soup on a wine label, AOC, DOCG, AVA. It can feel like some kind of secret code that only the pros are in on. But what if I told you it's not nearly that complicated? It's actually a story, and those letters are the key to reading it.
And really, this is the best way to think about it. Those letters are basically a passport. And just like your passport, it doesn't just say where the wine is from. Oh no, it tells you about its heritage, its quality, and all the specific rules it had to follow just to earn that stamp of approval.
Okay, so let's crack this code. We're going to start with the official name for this whole passport system, because it's the foundation for everything else we're about to get into. It's called a geographical indication, or just GI for short. And all that really means is that it's an official shout-out, recognizing that a product, in this case wine, has a special character or a certain reputation specifically because of where it was made. It's the unbreakable link between the place and the taste.
Now, not all passports are created equal. And in the world of GIs, there are generally two levels of strictness. These levels tell you just how tied that wine is to its home turf.
So on one hand, you've got the super strict level, often called the protected designation of origin. For these wines, everything about them has to come from that one specific place: the soil, the climate, the local way of doing things. Champagne is the perfect example. Then, on the other hand, you have the more flexible protected geographical indication. This is more about a region's well-earned reputation for a certain style, so it gives the winemakers a little more wiggle room.
So for any region to get this passport, they have to prove a few things. You have to show that there's a really clear, undeniable connection between the land, with its unique soil and climate, and the people, with their traditions, and the final wine that ends up in your glass. It's that proven connection that gives the whole system its meaning.
But why go through all this trouble? What's the big deal? Well, in this next part, we're going to see how this whole passport system is a win-win for literally everyone involved, from the grower to the drinker. For the producers, a GI is a seriously powerful tool. Right away, it adds value and helps their wine stand out in what is a very, very crowded market. And this is crucial. It protects them from fakes and copycats. Plus, it helps build this powerful brand for their entire region. And what about for us, the people actually buying the wine? Well, it all comes down to confidence. A GI is basically a promise of authenticity. It's a guarantee of a certain level of quality. It gives you these fantastic clues about what the wine is going to taste like before you even pop the cork, so you can feel way more confident when you're picking something out. But the impact is even bigger than that. For an entire region, GIs can be a total game changer. They boost the local economy, they create jobs, they can even kickstart a whole industry around wine tourism. And in the process, they help keep cultural traditions and old-school winemaking practices alive for the next generation. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so now we know what GIs are and why they're so important. Let's take a quick spin around the globe to see how different countries put this whole idea into practice. You can see it's the same basic idea everywhere, just with different names. In the old world, you've got France's legendary AOC system, or Italy's top-tier DOCG. But the New World is all over this too. The US has its AVAs, like Napa Valley. Australia has its GIs, like the famous Barossa Valley. The name changes, but the mission is exactly the same. Connect that wine to a very specific place. So what's next? What does the future hold for these geographical passports in a world that's changing faster than ever? Let's take a look at the road ahead. Now, it's not all smooth sailing. The system faces some serious challenges. You've got fraud, you've got unfair competition, and then there's the big one, climate change. It poses a massive risk, forcing places to rethink the very rules that define them. Bordeaux is now allowing new grape varieties to deal with the heat, something that would have been totally unthinkable a few decades ago. But with these challenges come huge opportunities. Opportunities for innovation, for more sustainable farming, and for building even deeper connections through wine tourism. So, the next time you're in the wine aisle and you pick up a bottle, you'll see those letters, and you'll know they're not just jargon anymore. They're an invitation to explore a little corner of the world, to taste its unique story, and to really get that deep connection between the land and what's in your glass.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. In our globalized, fast-moving world, where so many things can feel the same, what's the real value of something that is undeniably, authentically, and proudly from somewhere. That right there is the power of a passport in a bottle.